personal finance students. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of instruction as far as how to prepare for your final for personal finance, and also just kind of where to look and what things to study when it comes to getting ready for this ultimate task for week 6 that is going to be a good portion of your grade. So please take it seriously, do what you can to prepare, and don't start sloughing off now, because if you've worked hard up to this point, you want it to really show and count here at the end. So first off, I wanted to go over how your final will be assessed. Your final will take place in 2 parts. The first part will be Foundations Digital, where you'll go on to Foundations Digital, you'll scroll to the bottom of all the different categories, and you'll notice that there is one called Post-Test. In this section, there is a quiz/test there that has 20 questions, multiple choice and true and false, that have to do with personal finance and pretty much all of the Foundations Digital information that's been gone over this entire year. So 20 questions that kind of give a brief summary of everything that's been discussed in personal finance. That's the first part. Now this part can be done more than once. It can be done as often as you need to get the grade that you think that you want to put in the grade book to show what you know. The only catch is that you have to have it done by May 7th at 5 p.m. So you have from now until May 7th at 5 p.m. to do the very best that you can on those 20 questions. A 20 out of 20 will be 100%, and so on and so forth down the line. So just take off, 5 percentage points for each question incorrect. That's part 1. And if you watch this brief tutorial, it'll show you how to access that. So that's part 1. Part 2 of your final is going to come via your student email. If you check your student email, you'll see that you have an email from me that contains a Google form. And this Google form link will take you to your second part of your final. And there are going to be about 10 questions on there related to the content that was covered in the second semester of this school year. So you can think about the things that we did before continuous learning, and then you can think about the things that we even covered during this time. So prior to the continuous learning and being at home and doing everything remotely, some things that we covered and what you'll want to study include the 5 foundations, and basically how to work any situation into those 5 foundations and following in line with what those 5 foundations are. And just as a reminder, the first one is a $500 emergency fund, followed by get out of debt and stay out of debt. Then number 3 is pay cash for your car, and then pay cash for college. And then last but not least is number 5, to give and build wealth. So just remember those 5 foundations and how to work any situation into those 5 foundations. And then other things that we're going to cover that are from prior to the continuous learning are about investing. So think about the difference between stock market, investing into individual stocks versus mutual funds and bonds, and think back to our experience with the stock market game. And then you'll also want to keep in mind insurance. We talked about the 7 types of insurance that are common and needed for most people in everyday life throughout your lifetime. And then we've also talked about the 4 that are needed by young adults more immediately. Keep those things in mind. Now, as far as during our continuous learning, there were some topics that we covered in each of the weeks. So week 1 and 2, we really focused on taxes. You'll want to remember what we discussed in those times on taxes. And I'm going to also attach to this email that's kind of your study help, those videos that I produced during those weeks to help you also go back and watch those for further studying. Same thing with week 3 on consumer awareness, week 4 on bargain shopping, and then our most recent week, week 5, on charitable giving. So please go back and study those, because you'll see questions related to each one of these that you're going to be expected to give extended responses to and really understand and show me that you understand what was covered during this time period. So ultimately, the Foundations digital portion of your final will be worth 100 points, and then the Google Forms portion of your final is going to be worth 140 points. So altogether 240 points. It's a lot of points, guys. During this time of continuous learning, each week you've had about 30 points worth of assignments. We've only had, let's say 6 total weeks, which actually only 5 worth of assignments, because this 6th week is going to be just your final. So 5 times 30, that's 150 points. So we're going to be considerably upping that game this week. So take this time seriously, do your very best work. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can always get a hold of me by email or by my Google Voice number, which you guys should have access to. So best of luck to you all, and I'm here for you if you need me. Stay safe, make good choices, and have a great day.